Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori. I am doing a video on star beans. I'm going to do a very short, very quick video on what a star bean is, and just to clarify some things. So for those of you that don't know me, I channel and communicate with many different star systems and star beings, providing information for all of us on our ascension process and being human and stepping out of the box and looking at things in a different way, getting that bigger picture, and also introducing you to your star families through etheric journeys. So I bring people into Telos, which is the Lemurian city, and I also bring people into stargates and star portals inside Mount Shasta, and introduce people to their star families in the etheric realm. So with your etheric body, which is your light body. So that being said, I want to give you a little piece of information about star beans. So there's all kinds of information out there right now. From all these different beautiful beings that are doing their work and sharing their information. But what I want to share is how I experience star beings and how they feel and how they communicate and what they want me to share with you. So star beings are energies. They're a frequency. So just like we're a third dimensional frequency in a form, they're higher frequencies, and some of them are in form and some of them aren't in form. Some of them are literally just light beings, literally standing there in a light form. The higher the frequency, the lighter they are, meaning if they are in a 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th dimensional frequency, dimension is based on frequency, how fast the light spins. So if they are spinning their light a lot faster than, like, let's just say it's hard to explain. So if they're spinning their light really fast, the light spinning, that's a frequency. The higher the frequency, the higher the dimension. So our light inside of us is very slow. It's at a third dimension. So we're spinning, the frequency of our light is very slow, and thus we are in a low dimension. The higher we were to spin our light, the higher in dimensions we would go. So star beings run the gamut in terms of dimensions and the dimensions that they exist in, moving from a fourth dimensional vibration and frequency to 30th, 40th. I mean, it goes on and on. There's so many dimensions, right? And again, the higher the dimension, the faster that light is spinning. And if a light spins fast, there's no form to it. It's light. So when light slows down, when a frequency slows down, it can turn into a form. This is physics. This isn't anything, new. So when frequencies slow down, they turn into a form. So if you ever engage in beings that are in a form, they have either slowed their frequency down to allow themselves to turn into some sort of form so that we can see them, or they are vibrating at their frequency, which may be a lower frequency, like a 6th, 7th, 8th dimensional frequency. Palladians are at a lower frequency where you can see them. The Sirians and the Arcturians are at a little bit higher frequency, but what they tend to do is shapeshift. And when you talk about shapeshifting, what that means is that in their natural state, they are light beings. But what they do is they will slow their frequency down a little bit so that the human being can see them, that there is an actual form there. And the reason they do that is so that you can start to trust what you're experiencing. You can start to trust what you're feeling. You can start to trust what you're hearing. But in their natural state, they are not that form. They are light forms. They are light beings. So when they communicate with humans, they are communicating in an energetic frequency. So you can imagine just energy, moving into us. And that's how they communicate. And then it's felt by the human in many different ways. most human beings that have encountered star beings typically are not in their third dimensional form. Because the way energy works is that a higher dimensional being cannot be seen by a lower dimensional being. It doesn't work. We have to shift our frequency up, or they have to bring their frequency down to match the frequencies. The frequencies have to match in order to be seen. What will happen a lot of times with people that have said that they've seen these light beings and that they have seen them with their own eyes is that they are either vibrating at a much higher frequency that they don't realize, that these star beings may have shifted their energy and their frequency, so they have moved them into a higher frequency, or they're out of their physical body and they're in their etheric body experiencing these beings. Because when you're in your etheric body is a light body. And so that light body can interact with light beings. The light body, it doesn't really, the light body can adjust to many different frequencies, can adjust to many different dimensions. So that's why when you astral travel or travel in your etheric body or bilocate, you can go into all these different portals and all these different dimensions because you're in a light body that can adjust. So a lot of times when you hear people tell stories about, oh, I met with these star beings, or I met on this airship, this starcraft, or they're in their etheric bodies. They're not in these physical third dimensional bodies. I think that's important to state, because I don't think a lot of people state that when they talk about themselves meeting with these star beings. I don't think they share that information, that it's actually in their etheric body. And when you're in your etheric body, it can feel very real. But it's important to understand energy and physics, and that in order to experience a higher dimensional being, you have to meet that being at their frequency, and vice versa. That's why these beautiful beings haven't just shown themselves to us yet. We have to raise our frequency to a higher level to meet them. It's like we're trying to meet them halfway, right? They're going to lower their frequency a little, but they sure the heck aren't lowering it to the third dimension. It's just not going to happen. It's way too slow and way too dense, and they don't need to do that. So here's how it works also. These beings are outside of us. They are supporting us. They are our families. But they are also connected to us on an energetic level at all times. So there is an energetic tube that you can't see, again, it's energy, that connects you to your star family. And every single human on the planet, unless you came directly from Source, which there's a lot of people that came directly from Source, but wherever you came from most recent, you're connected to that system of light energetically. That's how they connect with you. That's how they stay connected to you. And if you start to raise your vibration high enough, you'll start to see that tube. You'll start to see that connection. You'll start to see that light. It's the same thing with your higher self and your I am presence, right? Our I am presence and our higher selves are always connected to us. There is an actual tube, kind of like a channel that's constantly connecting to our physical bodies that allows that flow, that channel to move, right? So that I am presence and higher self, regardless of whether we feel it or not, has always been moving through us. Always. But what's happening now is we are starting to feel it. We are starting to open to it. We are starting to understand it. And so even if you've kind of really shut yourself down and closed off that channel, it's still moving. It's just that you can't feel it. Same thing with the star beings. So they are always moving through us on an energetic level. There is no complicated tools that you need to begin to feel, experience, and open yourself to them. You know, I know that there are people out there that have created these schools or these courses or these things that teach you how to like contact them. There's nothing to contact. There is no need to contact them. It's as if you have people in your room, like hanging out right here, and there's somebody standing over there saying, hey, I'm going to teach you how to contact your family. And you're thinking, but they're right here. What do you mean? What are you talking about? They're not outside of some realm where you need to kind of learn how to, communicate and say, hey, I'm over here. How do I reach you? How do I connect to you? That's not what it is. There isn't this like sound system or these techniques or these diagnostic tools or skills or anything that you need. They are constantly 24/7 around all of us. They are both outside of us and constantly energetically moving through us. And what it entails is an understanding and awareness that there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to reach out and experience, right? It's a very interesting concept because it is both within us and outside of us. They are both inside us and outside of us. We feel them coming through us and we feel them out there. But there's nowhere to go looking. There's nowhere to try to like, hello, are you out there? They're right here. You just can't see them yet or feel them yet, perhaps. And so what it takes is like everything else in our ascension process. It takes patience. It takes a constant reminder. It's a constant remembrance that they're here. It's a constant remembrance. That's the first step, just remembering that they're here. And tapping into like tiny little things you might be hearing, right? Just tiny little things that you might be hearing. But it's not this complicated task. It's not this, they are not out there waiting for you to connect with them. They are not out there saying, okay, we're just twiddling our thumbs waiting for you guys to connect with us. It's not like that. They're right here. They're constantly connected to us. They're constantly flowing through us on an energetic level. They always have been. And so to start to listen to other people communicate as if, I've heard a few different people speak about it as if they are these beings, these star beings are outside of us and we have to learn how to make contact. There is no making contact, you guys. There's no making contact. It's literally like saying this. Let's just say there's a birthday party for you and you walk into the room and there's all these people around and they're celebrating you and loving you and saying hello and you're doing so great. We love you. And somebody over there walks up to you and says, hey, do you want me to teach you how to contact the people that are at your birthday party? And you're like, what are you talking about? Contact people at my birthday party? They're right here. Yeah, but I know how you can contact them. See, these people at your birthday party, they're actually way out there. And there's techniques and skills that you need to learn to contact them. And you're looking around in your birthday party thinking, they're right here. They're right here. There's nowhere to go. They're right here. And so what you have to start to do is just trust that. Just trust it. Because I guarantee you, all these people out there that are talking about contacting these star beings and communicating with these star beings and all this other stuff, they're just making it more complicated. That's it. They're just making it a little bit more complicated, and they're doing what they're here to do, and that's beautiful and great, but it doesn't have to be complicated. And so you just start to listen. You just start to remember that they're here. They're all around you. And it's not like you would think it is. It's not like you're going to all of a sudden feel this intense energy, although maybe you will. You're not going to see them, okay? So maybe a few of you will actually see them. But for the most part, we're not going to see them right now, right? We're just not. So it's this frequency that's around us. And the beginning steps of a human being in a third dimensional body beginning to remember this is to just start to remember it, to just start to tell yourself over and over that they're here, to remind yourself and tell yourself that there is a channel of energy of them coming through. That's it. And eventually what will start to happen is you'll start to hear certain things. It's a slow process. You'll start to hear them. It'll be like a voice that's starting to come in. Or you'll just start to kind of feel something around you. You know, or maybe you'll start to be pulled in certain directions. But it's not like all of a sudden you're going to be like, boom, a star beam's here. I see the light beam and they're talking to me and it's insane and it's amazing. And they have all these features and their fingers look certain ways and their facial structure. And they're actually laughing right now as I'm saying this because that's what humans have created it to be like. And it's not like that. It's so much simpler and easier. It's just energy. These beings are just energy at a higher frequency. That's it. And they want all of you, they want all of us to realize that they're always here and that you're not doing anything right or wrong in terms of trying to communicate with them, you know, that it's just going to slowly start to happen. Once in a while, you may hear something. Trust it. Trust what you're hearing. You know, it's not a specific loud voice. It's not going to be this, we are the Palladians and we are here to tell you. It's not going to be like that. It's not like that. You know, all the people that channel these star beings and turn their voices into a certain thing, that's just their way of doing it. And that's great and that's beautiful, but that's most likely not how it's going to be for you. It's going to just come through like your own voice. This is us learning how to remember how to be with them. It's hard. It's not easy. Because we've created and we've been taught that it's got to be this complicated, dramatic thing, right? And these star beings are outside of us and they're amazing and they're complicated and they're huge and they're, you know, they have all this force and all this power. And it's like, no, they're just this beautiful energy, this beautiful, loving energy. Each system has a different sort of feel to them. Each system has a different frequency to them. Each system has a different presence to them. And it's easy and it's simple. And so, you know, a lot of the questions that I get from people is, how do I listen? How do I communicate? How do I connect to my star family? There's nothing to connect to. They're already there. So now it's a matter of, it's almost like you have to train yourself, right? I have to train myself that they're here. Just constantly telling myself they're here, they're here, they're here, they're here, they're here. They're right with me, they're right with me, they're right with me. And don't have an expectation of how it's going to look or how it's going to feel or how it's going to be. And just continue to keep your awareness open to the idea and to the belief and to the knowingness that they're here. Not only are they around you, they're around me, they're around you right now as you're watching this, but they're also energetically moving through you. It's just happening. It's how it's designed. It's just how it's designed. Every single one of us. There's nothing to contact. There's nothing to reach out and scream for. They're right here. Softening into that. Trusting that the more and more you move through our days, through our months, through our years, the easier it's going to get for you to hear them. We're just starting out. We're just remembering that we came from star systems. We're just remembering that we have star families. We've got a long ways to go in terms of communicating. I was given, for whatever reason, the gift, the ability to feel them. There's nothing spectacular I did. I didn't do anything. I didn't learn anything from anyone. This is why I'm on the planet. I'm on the planet right now to make this ascension process as easy, as humbling, as grounding, and as normal as possible through the eyes of these star beings. And it's very normal to me, and I don't see them. I don't see them. They don't come into my room. I don't physically see them. I experience them in my etheric body when I close my eyes and move into that space. But it's just a natural thing that's happening for me. And it's nothing spectacular. And I'm no different than you. I'm no more unique. I'm no more empowered or aligned or enlightened. I am no more enlightened than you. Trust me when I tell you this. I got a lot of issues. I'm no more enlightened than you are. but this is what I'm here to do. And that's what it looks like. So through the eyes of these star beings, what they want you to know is there's no contact. There's no outside of yourself. They're right here, and they're constantly moving through you. And it's a matter of relaxing, remembering, knowing, and slightly starting to listen. Just start to listen. It's energy. So it could come to you in a flash, in terms of like a flash of a picture, right? They might show you something. Today they showed me that I needed to be in a box, literally, when I'm in Mount Shasta, that I need to shut down and not look at social media. And literally they showed me this vision, this visual picture of me being in a box and literally having my head straight down, right? That's how they can share information as well. So it might come as a vision. It might come through a song. You might all of a sudden start singing a song, and that's how they're communicating with you right now. You might feel an emotion out of the blue, and that might be how they're communicating with you right now. So there's all these different ways that they're going to slowly start to engage. But it's not complicated. There's no techniques. There's no booklet you need to buy. There's no course you need to take. It's not hard. Hope that was useful. My short video turned out to be 21 minutes, but such is the case. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful for you being here. I'm so grateful that I have an audience to speak to and to share this information to. It means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like this video if you like it. Pass it on if you think there's others that could use, that could benefit from listening. And I will see you next time. All my love to you. Bye-bye.